Welcome to the final market wrap for 2018. Lee Martin joining Ange Callan-Harris to talk about what's happened during the year across the suburbs that Ange and I both cover. Now, Ange, when we look at last year, 280 sales across the company. So far, halfway through December, we're at 266 sales year to date. So even with what's going on in the media, people talking about the market backing off substantially, this year is actually going to end up as good as last year, which was an incredibly strong market. Still great news if you are thinking of selling in the next few months. Now, when we talk about the market in general, Ange, days on market is also something we look at fairly heavily as to what markets are performing really well, and I believe there was a couple of standouts.
Yes, Leopold was a standout again this year, Lee, with an average of 35 days on market. Probably the next best performer in that regard was Clifton Springs, also another really strong market, and they were sitting at around about the 46 days on market.
Yep, so if you're selling there, things are still moving 4 or 5 weeks, which is an incredible sign. And 2018, probably no surprises in terms of the two suburbs that had the most growth across the Bellarine.
That's right, similar to last year, Lee, so led out by Indented Head at a little bit over 22% growth, and not far behind that, Port Arlington at 19% growth, with sales ranging there from $270,000 right up to $2 million in return.
Yep, and I think similar last year with the ferry coming in, Port Arlington and Indented Head did incredibly well. But in terms of volume of sales, which two suburbs led the front?
Yeah, volume of sales, pretty similar again to last year. Leopold, no surprises there. It was a little bit over 260 sales for the year of 2018. Not far behind that was Clifton Springs at around about the 230 mark.
And that's incredible for those that are living in Clifton Springs. Clifton Springs has never had that volume of sales for a really long time. So Leopold's always out there and about, given that it is a large suburb, but Clifton Springs being that little bit smaller, 230 odd sales is an incredible result.
Clifton Springs as well had pretty good growth at around the 13% mark as well, so it's great for Clifton Springs owners. Okay, so year of 2018, plenty of surprises always in real estate. Lee, what was the biggest surprise for you this year?
There certainly is, Ange, and I think probably 2018, the biggest surprise was Moolap. Moolap has always been an area where you can get very affordable acreage and often very affordable houses. During 2018, it went from probably a median house price in the 5s or 6s for small acreages, right up to now, many of them being well over the $1 million mark. Now, it's hard to track statistics on growth in Moolap due to the lack of sales, but if it hasn't gone up 30, 40% in this 12 months alone for small acreage, we'd be really surprised. We obviously saw the fruits of that at 551 to 569 Bellarine Highway, an acreage that we thought was worth $850,000, $900,000. Took it to auction and sold for $1.22 million, which was in the top 3 sales for Moolap during the entire year, which was incredible. Probably in terms of the most challenging sale, we had a fantastic house at 61A Stephen Street, brand new, really close to town, something that around the Bellarine would be very popular. What often happens though is when you've got a brand new house in a location that is full of older houses, sometimes that can polarise the market a touch, and that one did take us around 4 months to sell. We were the second agent to have it, but once all is said and done, 2 offers on the table after around 4 months, and that was wrapped up at 822, which was a fantastic result.
Right, 2018's been full of some great results for us this year. What's your favourite result?
I think probably looking back at some of our acreage sales, Ange, we had some really good results across the board. Probably the best in terms of where it started on the market to where it finished was the sale of 172 to 190 Wickham's Road. A property that needed a little bit of work, went on the market around that 13, 14 mark based on what had sold around it, which was fairly fair and reasonable. But once all is said and done, 35 groups through the 2 opens, 4 written offers and sells for 1.7, which obviously blew our minds, and the vendor was elated with that result as well. So it's always good when you have those ones that sneak up on you, which was really good. But that's what's happened throughout the year of 2018. Obviously, in the meantime, enjoy your Christmas and New Year, and we look forward to catching up with you in January at some of our open homes.